starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
What the heck is up, man? It is Thursday night again. I feel like it just goes.
No, quick. Happy Thursday, man. How you doing?
Yeah. I'm always like, I got a couple days to the podcast. I'm like, holy crap, no, it's Thursday. Tomorrow's Friday. Wow.
Yeah, man. How was your week?
Good. Really, really good. How about you?
Good. Busy. I've got a lot going on. We're amazingly slammed for February. Normally it's kind of a slow build-up, and by end of March we're full tilt. But the weather with the snow, we just keep getting hit with snow, and it's a mess. It's like 12 inches at a clip.
You got more snow?
Yeah, we got hit again over the weekend.
Good night.
Heavy snow this time. And yeah, now it's melting today, but the phones are busy, and we're deep. We're in the middle of that service tighten transition, which is intense. We have a lot of work to do for that.
How long are they saying that's going to take for you?
I think like 3 months. So we're targeted. I think it's March 19th is our go live date.
Okay.
And some of us are like steadfast, on the management team, like whatever, we'll get it done. And then I have staff internally that's like, no way, we're not. I'm like, dude, I'll fire you over this. Like, what are you talking about? No way. Wrong answer. Wrong answer. I mean, it's intense. It's intense. It's everybody's kind of stressed. There's so many parts, and it's endless work to kind of get it prepped. But we'll figure it out. We're just cranking every other day. We have like an hour video session with one of the instructors, and
Did it take a long time for them to start onboarding you?
it took a long time to get their attention. That was what took the longest time. Once we got their attention, it just so happened that we went through the sales process. We said yes. We were interested. We committed to 2 years. Then all of a sudden they opened up the calendar on what training slots they had available for kickoff. It just so happened there was one that was like, I don't know, 7 days out from when we said yes.
Oh, wow.
So we got lucky. They're like, if it's not this, it's in like 6 weeks.
I demoed with them right after IRE, a week after, and because I wanted to see it, right? Like this is the most
Who ran the demo?
It's been 4 or 5 years since I last demoed it, and I know if I want to sell to PE, that's probably the play, right? So anyways, I sat through the demo, and I was like, all right, so if I'm going to make this decision, I'm not going to start this process until December of 26. He's like, okay, then we'd probably want a commitment in like Q3, like early Q3,
right,
to get that like all scheduled out, and then you'll probably be able to be live by like end of Q1. And I was like, holy crap, like you need a 4-month notice to get me onboarded, and then it takes another 4 months.
Well, let me tell you, I don't like the way you're thinking, in the sense that you forget December is filled with holidays. Everybody kind of like loses their mind and takes time off, vacations, holidays. You can't get much done in the month of December. Plus, I know for me, we're cranking it in the office. We don't get through our production schedules till like the end of January. So it's a tricky month to kind of kick off and get people focused. That's my 2 cents as your
I don't disagree with you.
Advisor. It's dangerous.
It just blew my mind how much time they wanted ahead to start the onboarding, and then how long it would take. And that's based on us hitting 10 mil this year.
Do it 10 mil. I love it.
I know. So they're like, well, that takes a little bit longer, and blah 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 blah. And okay. So
we forgot we have a guest tonight.
Well, we didn't forget. We just got.
Guess who's yelling at me again? I'm getting yelled at.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we do have an awesome guest that is super intriguing to me, because there's very few people like him in the world.
He is unique, I will say,
and not because I don't know him personally very well, but how he runs his business is very, very unique. Most gutter guys will do 5 or 6 inch K style. Some will add, maybe 10% of them will offer half round, right?
Right.
Very, 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 very few people offer 4-inch, 5-inch, 6-inch, half round and box gutters and Euros
I
and
think he's got
whatever.
over 10 profiles.
We're going to figure out how many this guy has and how often they're all running and all that fun stuff. So people might know who we're talking about because he's fairly active in the groups and he's been pounding the social medias lately. He has been making a video, a profile a day or something. I think I saw him doing. So
yeah, he does a nice job.
He does a really good job. So let's bring him out, everybody. Matt Wandell, let's go.
Matt, just tell the audience a little bit about your business and yourself, please.
Yeah, so I'm Matt, and my company is Seamlessly Gutters. We're based out of Whidbey Island, Washington, up in the Pacific Northwest, in a little niche area up here. We got mainland customers, and then we have to literally barge our trucks over to some islands, take ferries, water taxis, all sorts of crazy stuff.
Cool.
Obviously, it rains a lot, and it works really well for us up here. So
that's right.
Nice.
That's cool. That is cool. How did you get into the gutter industry? Where did that come from?
So I grew up here. Yeah. So I was born and raised here on Whidbey, and my dad served his whole Navy career here. There's a Navy base on the island. And then when he retired, we went all to Utah, where he was from. And so I was there for about 10 years, and I got a job working for a sheet metal roofing company, and all we did was commercial sheet metal roofing and fabrication. So we made everything ourselves, had all the roofing panel machines, and made our own commercial gutters and put them together, and did all the box smooth downspouts, all that kind of stuff. So that's where I learned how to do, working with metal and stuff. Fast forward probably another, because I was there for 10 years. So fast forward another 5-6 years, I went to California for a while, and then moved back to Washington. And in that time, I was looking for a job, found a local gutter guy hiring piece rate. And I just told myself, if he can pay that much, I can just do it myself. So I sold one of my motorcycles, bought an old Panther 5K gutter machine.
It's my first one too.
Baby.
Yeah, it worked good. Yeah. Sold my other motorcycle, and then bought a van, which we still have, and just started hanging gutters on the weekends.
Nice.
All right, I got to ask because I want to get to know you a little bit better. Street bike motorcycle or dirt bike motorcycle?
Street bike motorcycle. I had a Yamaha R6 and a Yamaha R1.
Oh, okay. All right. So fast, go fast ones.
Yeah. I was in Southern California, so it was
kind of
the thing.
It
was fun.
Right. Did you feel like it was time to get rid of them? Were you getting silly on them, or it was just?
I never had any close calls. Luckily, my friends all did. But it's cold in Washington. I was used to riding around in 100-degree weather, wearing leather jackets, and then I came up here. It's 60, 70, 80 degrees, and I was freezing cold. So I was I got to get rid of these things. I don't like them anymore. So
there you go.
But it was just a better move in the long run. So
well. So we obviously gave a little intro about you before you came back out, and we were talking about profiles and how, I mean, you're obviously not, it's beyond being a hobbyist, but you're obviously passionate about it from a hobbyist perspective, but you're running your business around all of these profiles. Before we get into that, and I want you to kind of expound on why you do it and how you do it, how many profiles do you currently run or have your hands on?
Profiles would be, I was trying to pull it up when you guys were first talking about it so I could count it because I don't know exactly, but you can do, we got K-style, fascia gutter, half round.
Let's say
our S-line
a 5K, 6K would be two different profiles in my mind. Because, yeah.
Well, then we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different profiles. Almost to be 15 soon.
That's awesome. That's incredible. That's incredible. I mean, you have a giant shop. I mean, you must have a lot of footprint.
Yeah, it's about a 5,500 square foot shop that I purchased a couple of years ago.
Neat. Awesome. And so this is a passion, right? I mean, it's beyond the business itself. I mean, you're into the machines and the, you just don't want to say you don't have it. Like, what's the angle with
Yeah, why? Why so many different?
The
Well,
psychology.
I think, I mean, it started obviously where I had my K style machine, my 5.6 combo. After I sold the Panther, obviously I think I bought a 5-inch, brand new 5-inch, and then I was like, okay, well, I shouldn't have done that. So I sold that after selling the Panther, and then I bought a 5.6 combo, and then we bought a 5.6 Junior combo because I wanted another one, or it could have been the Junior first. I can't remember now. And then I think I bought a used Classic Gutters half round machine off of some guy out of California. Didn't really know anything about half round or anything. I hadn't even had anybody ask me for it. I just knew that it was kind of the pricier gutter and the bigger thing to do. So I had him send me videos, and it was just in the back of this truck that the transmission blew up, and he parked it in the field for like 8 years. So
Oh my goodness!
buy it, and yeah, so I bought it and had it shipped up here. Ended up putting a new transmission in the truck because the truck was still good. We used that machine for about a year. I didn't even know whose machine it was or anything for about a year. And then I finally found Augustine at Classic,
Yeah.
and was able to, I decided to buy a new one from him because I liked the way that his profile was. So we sold that one, bought a brand new one. And then I think after that, I bought the skinny bottom fascia, which is, I think KW calls it the 5.5 fascia or whatever, but it's the one with the skinny bottom. It's an old Panther machine, but I bought it off of my good friend now, Lucas from Bulldog Gutters here in Washington. And then it just kind of snowballed from there. I just kept finding different ones, and
Nice.
wanted the new stuff too that was coming out at the time. And yeah, so I just kept buying them.
I gotta imagine some of these machines don't get touched for a while. I mean, they
Yeah, sometimes, yeah. Like our 7K hasn't really been used that much. It's still pretty oversized for us here in Washington. But I'm just when that time comes, I'll be ready for it to go. I mean, 30 years ago they were doing 4K everywhere around here,
Yeah.
and now you can't find it anymore. So eventually it'll all fade away, and we'll be set up and ready to go for it. But I've done more cut and drops with the 7K than I've done installs. But
It amazes me how much more 7K is than 6K material wise.
Oh yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Hangers,
Yeah.
like
The
what?
hangers look like
Yeah.
We're in a 5X
Hello,
hanger
Neil
cost?
sneakers.
Like hold up,
Yeah,
our end caps are 7 times the cost. What?
yeah. It's like half round almost, you
Bucks
know.
for
Like,
it.
Yeah, it blew my mind when we bought a 7-inch K machine for Florida when I tried to launch that, and I was like, oh my goodness. And CNOX messed up. They sold me hangers for like $1.40 a piece for a 7-inch K. And I was like, yeah, how many you got?
Yeah.
And I bought them all.
I'm actually paid a little less than that right now on some of my 7-inch hangers.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God.
I shop around quite a bit for all that custom stuff because I can't get it locally here. So everything's either a lot of stuff I'll just get from service partners just because it's the cheapest, easiest way a lot of the times. But some stuff I still shop around, and I have a few online suppliers and
That's right.
stuff like
I mean, it
that.
sounds like you're a purist. So that is the next question. You use service partners for material?
Mainly, they're our main biggest one in our area. We'll use custom built, but they just been really hard with trying to compete on pricing, even with working deals with them.
Yeah.
I actually have a vendor deal with custom built metals, and I actually produce and sell them all of their 6-inch half round gutter and
Oh, cool.
accessories.
Very nice.
Nice.
That's reciprocity. That's very nice.
Yeah.
I got to say, like, if you start, a lot of, and I run a few different service lines, right? So when I try to go back to the well on customer experience and how to improve on that and how, to redefine our sales process, a lot of it for me is really trying to get out of my own way, not get out of my own head, forget about what I think, forget about me as this 22-year operator and all of my experiences that are just like ingrained in my brain and drive my every decision. And, I've touched a lot of hot pans and I'm like, I'm not going there anymore. You really have to get into the mindset of the consumer, right? To like really to become a winner. If you could give what the consumer wants, you really have a high chance of winning with all other things considered. But in that vein and that kind of mentality, I gotta say, if your sales process is tight and all the other things, like I said, fall into place and you're doing them correctly, all things considered, I would be pretty impressed if you say, I have every option you want. I have every size, every profile. You just tell me what color, what type of material, I'll get it done. To me, that kind of like, I can't get away from you at that point, right? You're kind of like the guy, and you know, we could scrutinize price, but really, like, I can't knock you for not being prepared and being the guy that has everything I need where everybody else really doesn't, right? I mean, most guys have one machine, two machines. I do like that. I think that's a very, very strong offering. It's just tricky to keep all these machines in house and jockey them around. But I know you have a system. I have to say, is that part of the push and the mentality, the thought that, hey, I got this locked down. The consumer really can't deny me as a you know, an offering. I have everything they might want.
Yeah, it definitely helps for sure. I think the biggest question I get with customers, they'll either want just what they have, which is 5K, like that's what's been on their house for 30 years, just replace it with what's there. I'd say the other half, literally, when I ask them, do you want to look at gutter profiles? They're like, what do you mean? Like, there's
What's
more
that?
profiles. Most people just have no idea that they even have an option other
Right.
than
You're
what's
right.
on their house. So until they know, it's like, you might as
Is
well
that
show
part of
them.
your sales process? Like, oh, and by the way, I do have all these profiles, and by the way, nobody else does. Like, I am like such an anomaly. You don't
A
even know.
little bit, yeah, yeah.
Struck gold with
Oh, yeah, kind of, yeah. My wife will start it on the phone calls with the customers, like just letting them know,
awesome.
like, hey, we've got all these profiles, and so you can pick whatever. He'll show you everything when he comes out to the house, and then
You bring a sample of every profile.
I've got a plastic bin in the. I have a Ford Lightning, so I've got the frunk, so I keep a little plastic bin in there, and it's
Yeah,
got
cool.
all little 2 foot chunks of all the gutters, and I also have little printed out lookbooks that I have that I'll give to contractors and customers that they can keep and just look at all, and it'll just have all the schematics and the drawing of the
Very cool.
profile.
Let's ask Matt. Matt, what do you do to keep your samples safe and secure? That has got to be the hardest part of being a gutter salesperson,
That's
is
right.
not
Uh,
absolutely destroying your samples when you get 5 miles down the road when they're scratching.
yeah. So I like all my aluminum ones. I just keep them in a like a waterproof, tight little box. They
Oh,
don't
cool.
really move around too much when you stack them in there. They do get scratched up, a little bit. I have a bin for copper that I'll grab if I'm going to do a copper job. So it has a bunch more, just everything's in copper in it, and that doesn't show every profile because most people aren't buying some of the other stuff in the copper. But those I'll put like microfiber rags in between them. I've been kind of toying around with some mobile displays or trying to figure out something I can do to
We did a
just be
nice
able
long run with like cases. They weren't cardboard. They were there was one that was cardboard, and I did have like a snapping plastic case, but it basically had a big piece of foam in it, right? Like a big, and then it was laser cut pretty close to the profiles, and then we were able to stick like 4 profiles into the box and shut it, and then every piece had its home, and those kind of lasted a good amount of time. But when they're in a bin and banging around, man, that's one of those, constantly going back to the well, cutting
to.
samples.
Yeah. I haven't had too many customers complain about the samples being scratched. I'll bring it up, like, oh, sorry, it's a little scratchy. They're like, well, we know that it's not going to look like that. So
Yeah.
it hasn't been too big of an issue, but I always try to keep them as nice as we can. That's always the best for sure.
That's the target, right?
So what's going on with your company? What's your, like, how are things, and what are goals? Like, what are you trying to strive for? Is there a scale at play for you, or what's the game plan?
I mean, right now we're just trying to just get it through the winter. We're doing a bunch of home shows right now. We just got back from the Seattle Home and Garden Show, and we've got 2 more coming up the next 2 months. But it's just mainly just keeping us going. I really want to grow the cut and drop side, keep these machines running. We're running 2 full-time crews right now, so we're trying to just keep everybody going and working. And then eventually, I'd like to uh, open another location, whether it's here in Washington or in another state, or um, even obviously selling and not having to deal with it. But that's always the hard part. But
The
we do.
conversation that comes up all the time here over here, right?
Yeah. But we do other things. So like we do permanent lighting and Christmas lights and stuff too. So like I'm going to be
Oh,
pushing
nice.
the permanent lighting side
There you
this
go.
year for the commercial stuff. I really like the permanent light stuff. So
Which
it's
product are
easy
you
to
pushing on that?
we use the Minleon.
Okay. You had a good season?
Yeah, we got quite a few permanents installed this year. I'd say 5 or 6 jobs, which for us, I do most of that kind of stuff myself because it's
Yeah.
the technical side of it.
Yeah.
I've trained 2 of my guys to do the actual install, but they don't know how to run the system on it yet. But we just have to be careful in Washington with L&I and stuff here because in Washington they want you to be a licensed electrician, pull a permit, and then get an inspection to hang Christmas lights.
Oh,
Unbelievable.
Washington
Unbelievable.
sounds like a great place to live.
Yeah, it sucks for lighting for sure. But that's why I found the Minleon system because it's all twist lock, plug and play,
Right.
and there's no cutting and splicing, so they can't tell me anything on that aspect of it. So
Are you buying through that group Donovan is a part of?
yeah, the Vibrant Nights.
CLC or
Nice.
is that
Yeah,
what it's
there's
CLC? Is that the name of the?
well, CLC is their company, yeah. So they have their Facebook page, and then their company is CLC. But Tyler from CLC, they created the Vibrant Nights group. So we pay to be in the group, and they do advertising for us. We get discounts on material, and
One of those guys
biggest
is like an hour from me. He's in Connecticut, in the Hartford area.
yeah, that's I think I forget
Fred?
his name, but
Fred.
Fred.
He's in a lot of those
Um,
videos.
Yeah, no, those guys are good guys. Yeah, but
Little
I get to
Fred-
call Tyler though anytime I want.
A little, but Fred Zimmerman,
Zimmerman.
Yeah.
That's it. Yep. That's
he's
the
up
guy.
by you.
Yeah, he's in the Hartford area, Hartford, Connecticut. Like
Okay.
hour and 10 minutes from me.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was down by Donovan, but
No, those guys are far reaching, I guess. They have that going.
Yeah, they're doing good. Those guys they're really cool people. Actually, they just reached out to me because of all the machine stuff, and they're trying to get metal track made in America. So they just got back from China, and they asked them if they could, try to find a supplier for metal tracks and covers, and they're like, "Please do!" Like they don't want to have to ship it here and
Yeah.
deal with it all. So they reached out to me, and so I'm working with some CAD people right now and some custom machine builders trying to get some stuff going to have some custom machines made, and then they'll want me to be the manufacturer and distributor of the track for them.
Very cool.
If it all works out.
I love it. So what do you say to the gutter community out there as far as lights go? I mean, obviously it's once you have an established client base, are you a recurring services guy or are you a one and done? Are you
Yeah, we mostly are one and done. We've been growing the cleaning side of it and doing the reoccurring stuff.
right?
Obviously, any of our customers, we need to work better on it for sure.
It's not
especially after
easy. It's
going to-
definitely work. But
Yeah,
that
that's-
definitely would
it's a lot
lend
harder.
to like a lighting, like any kind of bolt on. Really, and it's recurring, right? You got to take the lights on off and then put them back on every year. But it kind of goes hand in hand. You almost kind of are training that customer. Hey, services are normal. This is what happens. There's other services that you should be doing too in a year. You choose what you want, but we do all of these things. You really could tap that client base nicely. And I look at our business, and we do, I don't know, $700,000 or something in gutter cleanings, and of all those hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of houses that we do, how many of them, if I wanted to do lighting, would say yes to that?
Probably a good amount.
Yeah, I mean, if you say like, all right, 5%, you're conservative, right, Kyle? Well, you know the numbers too. It's like 5% or 8% if I'm marketing aggressively. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of clients.
huge. It's huge. And with lights, like, golly, that's just such a good time to show up and offer more lights. Like there's so much in the service that you can do. And then, hey, we're doing landscape lights now too, and that's an easy piggyback off of your permanent. Like, it could be so simple.
You're right.
And
Just
did
keep
you
going.
find that? I want to touch on that a little bit because I've had, I feel like permanent lights is everywhere, and I've had a few friends reach out to me that do permanent lights. And dude, you got to get into it. You got to do it. It's a perfect add-on for for gutters, and I've had people that do permanent lights buy gutter launch because they're like, oh, it's a perfect tie-in. And so my question is, are you seeing that it's like the gutter installers can install permanent lights super easily? Or is it like, is it a
it's
different?
pretty simple to do.
Is it?
Yeah, to
You
me, I
did
mean,
like
this depends on the system for sure. I mean, I don't know every system. Trying to train gutter guys to do wiring and you know, electrical stuff, depending on the system you're using, that could go bad. Depending on the person, obviously. But for like installing track, they already know how to use snips. They already know how to use their drills. They're already on the ladders every day. For that aspect, it's all pretty simple to do.
right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's the win. You know, I mean, any kind of ladder activity, it's amazing how that just parlays, right? I mean,
Right.
a lot of people just don't do ladders, so it's game over. They can't do lights. They can't do,
Yeah.
you know, some roof repair or chimney sweeps or, you know, things like that. It's like there's so many things you could leverage if you have a crew that will get on a ladder.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I was going to touch on the thing about the gutter cleaning. A lot of the stuff about us for gutter cleaning too is everyone around here wants us to clean their roof too. They're
yeah,
like, "Oh, why are you going to clean my gutters? My roof need to be cleaned." And then that requires special equipment and people knowing how to do it right because it can go south really quickly by spraying bleach on people's houses
yeah.
and kill their plants, ruin their
Especially when there's
siding.
super shake roofs
And
or
I
whatever.
have and I have not wanted to get into that. I've done it professionally, like for another company, but I don't want to be having to manage people going out and spraying bleach all over people's houses. So that's why I haven't really got into it too much. We've done little roof cleanings and stuff like that, but I'm not trying to be a roof cleaner, soft washer, or anything like that.
No,
So,
it could go sideways. I feel your
yeah,
pain on that. I mean, I definitely ran it.
That's too low of a ticket to really get into with that much like it's a lot of liability. You know,
yeah,
You know what
especially
though? If the person doing the job knows, like, just even has half a clue, like you just like the term they use is dilution is the solution to pollution, right? You have to wet everything down and just dilute the shit out of it. Keep
yeah,
everything wet, get it wet first, and that bleach will move. But you have to be
yeah,
diligent and know what you're doing. You can't come in dry. You know, anything dry, plants, the house that gets hit with bleach, game over. You know, it's
yeah.
getting torched.
you know,
But yeah, you're right, Colin. It could go really bad for sure. But so can gutters. I mean, you know,
No, for sure.
you have a nitwit on a ladder on the other end of a gutter, and he throws it through somebody's window, or just doesn't know how to
Yeah, had
bounce.
that happen twice now.
power line, right? There's a lot that happens. We've seen that too many times.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what? We're taking call-ins. Matt's got a wealth of knowledge. Anybody want to call in? George, let's get the number on the screen. Is it up there now? It's not on there on my screen. But we're live. So call in. We'll take calls and questions and have an open conversation. We've had some really great calls over the last couple of weeks, I have to say.
We have
Actually, you guys had Jonathan on a couple of weeks ago, and I actually signed up with him for his VA stuff. I got a VA person, I think, starting next week. We got to do a few
Fantastic.
final things,
yeah.
but they're going to do just my social media and all my posting and stuff because I don't have the time for it. So
How is Jonathan holding his own? He's a great guy, and I'm putting
yeah,
it back out there because I know he is. He's doing his job.
yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, they're keeping up on me. I've been busy and haven't been able
Good.
to do it quick enough, and they're like hounding me, like, "Hey, let's do this." I'm like, "Oh crap, sorry."
We chopped it
That's
up
right.
internally here. I need 3 immediately. 3 just to like lighten the load on us. It'd be smart for me to go one at a time, but I mean, there's a lot of roles, a lot of shoes to fill if you're running your business the
Yeah,
right way. So good. I want feedback from you on that. I hope everything goes
yeah,
nice and smooth on that. You're going to put it all on the plate as far as social media
yeah.
goes?
Yeah, they're gonna shoot. They're gonna do just create all my contenting and all my content and do all the posting and just take over all of it essentially.
Awesome.
That's the plan. So we'll see how it goes.
So what's working in the Pacific Northwest? What do you find is your most functional marketing piece? The word of mouth. I mean, it sounds like you really are a well.
Yeah, I'd say word of mouth is working really well. I need to have my wife and stuff go back and revamp, do some of our Google listing stuff, but we're Google guaranteed locally. Um, do Facebook posts and all the basic stuff basically. But I post on a lot of the community groups. So I joined a crap load of them, which sucks for when I log onto Facebook. But when you want to post stuff and get information out there, it works really well.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost any money. So like I did it a couple of times with the Christmas lights this season. I had ChatGPT write me some stupid, fake, funny little story about how I got stuck on a roof trying to hang my own Christmas lights and
Clever.
all this big old thing. And I posted it on all these things, and I sold 2 or 3 jobs out of it without even having to do anything. They just called us up, asked for a quote, we gave them a price, and they signed up instantly, like just because of that post that we did. So I always just try to change it up and do different things. So
That's awesome. I love the free marketing, and so many people are like above that. They think they're above that. You know how many people I've talked to that are above knocking doors or above posting on their local pages? Like, no. People will need to refer me. Like they're lucky.
I don't think it's an above thing. I mean, when it comes to knocking doors, I think most guys are intimidated and don't want to do it because it's
Very few actually will say that.
And then with the free stuff, this is my take on the local websites, and there's a ton of them. Right, every town has them now. There's 2 or 3. They're very effective. They can definitely work. They're very effective. What I've learned, and this is just me, they're effective when I've done my job and other people talk about me on the group.
Right.
If I talk about myself, it tends to get dicey where, first of all, it's like a dog pile. 5 other guys would be like, no, me. I do gutters. I could do it. Call me, call my boyfriend, call my husband. It's a pile on. It's easier to get like 2 or 3 people, and this is what's been happening. 2 or 3 will say, no, Frank's company, the Henegans, call CT Gutter, and then boom, 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 my name is mentioned 2, 3, 4 times, and then they're going to the Facebook page, and then they're calling us. If I chime in, the other thing is too, this is going out on a limb, but this is my experience. The biggest tire kickers and the biggest pains in the ass tend to float around those websites.
yeah,
They do, but you could still navigate it and get business out of it. But the real ball breakers tend to float around those sites because it's like this angsty place to go complain and commiserate and bitch and moan. So like you almost got to kiss ass and like do a 110% job and maybe even give them a price break sometimes. Like it can't all go your way on those sites. They're really trying to chop you down because they're just miserable people on there. I don't know why.
Yeah, on our local one, we do really well. If anybody gets on there and makes a post like, hey, I'm looking for gutters, there's usually 5 to 10 people get on there and just tag our company. So much where we had a guy start his own company. He was around for about a year, and then he shut it down, and then he came to work for us for a little while after that. And he's like, yeah, I just couldn't compete. Every time anyone would ask, who does gutters, they would just be bombarded with seamlessly gutters. I'm like, I'm not going to apologize for that.
That's right.
But
well, you have a Ramon Tello in the comments, and he said you were the best boss he's ever worked for, and he's glad to see all the success. And he says he misses you guys.
Oh, yeah, he was a good guy. He moved to Utah, I think.
Well, sounds like you might want to come back.
Good. We'll get him back. Come on now.
Good news, Matt is hiring, and just
not right now, but
that's awesome.
We've got too many guys right now. I brought on a couple extra guys during the winter, December time frame when we were just overbooked with work just to get through stuff. And now I want to get rid of a couple, but I don't because I know in another month we're going to need them again. So I'm like just holding on to them.
Yeah, it's a tricky time of year. You guys getting snow? Are you buried in snow?
No, we usually get 1 or 2 snow days a year. We haven't had anything this year. It's been a really mild winter. A lot of 50-degree days still. Pretty little rain actually, and not a lot of wind, which is really weird for us in the wintertime.
Yeah,
it kind of sucks because the phones aren't ringing because the gutters aren't blowing off and the rain's not raining. So
right.
I feel like out west y'all got like no snow. Utah just got pounded, but that was their first snow like all winter. Like everybody, all my friends out in Salt Lake are like, dude, this winter sucked, and then they just got pounded in certain areas. But we here in the Midwest, and then Frank, on the East Coast have gotten
epic.
obliterated.
Yeah,
It's been horrible this year.
big winter.
I mean, I shouldn't say horrible. I like it. I'm ready for it to be done now because it's the end of February. But
Well, it definitely did a lot of damage. Damage that these homeowners don't even know yet. Like the snow is still lingering. Another 2 weeks, it should be gone. I see some 50-degree days in the forecast, like 7-8 days out, and we have like 6-7 days of rain in a row coming up. Right. So it's going to turn, and all of a sudden, everyone's going to go, "Oh my God, my roof is leaking. My gutters are hanging off the house because of all the snow we had." It's good. It's a good problem to have.
We're mid 40s and sunny, and I could not be happier.
Nice. So, how much snow do you have on the ground, Colin?
It's almost gone now. We're down to like our final like 6 inches or so.
All right, so very similar to us then. Although we probably have maybe 12 inches on the ground. It's
fluffy.
Yeah,
you just got pounded.
Yeah, it's been nuts here, man. And there's nowhere to put it. There's nowhere to put the snow. That's how bad it's gotten here. It's good though.
Just dump it in the ocean.
Well, there's some it's like EPA rules against that, apparently.
Apparently not here in Michigan, because ours just all goes right in Lake Michigan. So.
Yeah, they create reasons to make everything so damn difficult.
Yeah. Maybe they don't dump it right in the lake. They just put it right by the boat launch, and it all melts into the lake. So, yeah, that's how they get away with that. But,
Matt, while we have you on, is there anything you want to talk about? Anything could be controversial, could be business minded, it could be completely unrelated to rain gutters. Now is your moment. Anything you want to?
Yeah, I mean, not off the top of my head, but no, I mean, I don't know. We're just trying to get through this winter, and we got a bunch of big projects coming up. We got waiting on about 160 feet of copper radius gutter from Classic.
Oh, cool!
Shout out to my great uncle Augustine.
Yeah, little did you know until.
Yeah, little did I know he's actually my great uncle.
Oh, that's cool. I like Augustine a
lot. I saw his last name and I was like, Crookston? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, my grandma was.
We have an inbound phone call. Let's
hear it. Who do we got?
Hang tight. We're patching it in.
Okay. Anyways, so I learned that I am related to the one and only Augustine. And
I was standing right next to you when that happened.
I know. It was mind-boggling.
Like, come on, you're full of it.
Right. Yeah, blew my mind. He knows my grandma and all the fun stuff. So
that's cool. Him and his wife and my wife hit it off at GutterCon, not this year, but the last year when we went down there.
Yeah. Good. So are you going to start doing radius gutters out for the West Coast or what?
I don't know how to do that yet, but
say, hey, Augustine.
I did just meet that rot stopper downspout guy though that you interviewed.
Oh yeah,
he's up your neck of the woods.
Yeah, he was at the Seattle Home Show. I was walking around doing my rounds, dropping off business cards to all the contractors, and I seen him, and I was like, "Gutter, I'll go over there. I like gutter people." And I started talking to him, and I'm like, "Oh, wait, I just saw you being interviewed." Like it all worked out. The guy's a really super cool guy. So
Ramon on the line. Can you hear me?
Samples and...
I'm sorry. Ramon, you hear me?
Who's on the line? Nope.
Who do we have on the line?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. Who is this? So we have Ramon?
Yeah, I hear you. Hey, Matt, I just wanted to say I'm super glad to see y'all, that you're doing good, and it's awesome to see you. Oh, yes, I was told and called in by Ford.
Is he gone?
No, he's still there.
Oh, yeah. Matt, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah,
thanks, Ramon.
Sweet. Ramon, are you still in the gutter game?
Of course. All right. Have a good night, y'all.
All right. We'll see you, Ramon. Giddy up. Right.
Very cool, Matt.
Hey, Seth Forrest here says, how'd the home show go for you? You get a ton of leads from it? Like what's
up, Seth? Long time, brother. Call me.
How'd it shake out for you?
Yeah, no, the Seattle one worked really well. we went to just all the different the roofers that were there. Up here, I don't know about other places, but here so far I've only been to 2 of them. This will go to a third different one this year. But I've looked into them, and there's not any other single gutter installer that goes to any of them. There's all the roofing companies that do gutters, contractors that do gutters, leaf guard, leaf filter, but there's no like dedicated gutter company. So like I feel like it really works. So I went around and we just met all the roofers, all the design build people, all the custom home builders that were there. Anybody else that had anything possibly to do with gutters, we just gave them our information,
Right.
told them that we can either do installs for them or cut and drops, whatever they need. And I've had a few contractors send blueprints already. Had a few homeowners. We'll see what they actually reach out. Obviously, that you never know until it actually happens. But had people showing us their blueprints and talking about their projects and they picked out gutter profiles that they liked and stuff like that. So it worked really well. And then we got 2 more coming up over the next 2 months. So it should bring in quite a bit of work for us.
That's probably my biggest ROI, my personal biggest ROI.
Really?
My business gets leads and stuff, but my biggest ROI at home shows is going and networking and recruiting. You just start having conversations, and you'll find that people that are there working the booth for the company that hired them are not super happy, and they'd much rather be somewhere else. And I've recruited quite a few people from home shows. But I've also like networked my face off. And one of the best things, we did it was a Grand Rapids renovation show. And we got like Snowmageddon the 2 days that it was going on, like the worst snow that the city has seen in like a decade. It was ridiculous. So in a show that normally has like 4,000 people at it, had 900 total people in 2 days, just like nothing. And I was like, all right, I'm not going to let this be a bust. So I just went and networked my face off, and I met companies way larger than us who were bigger in areas that we want to be bigger in, but small in the areas that we dominate in. And we just exchanged it. We sent emails on behalf of the other person, referring each other. And that was massive. It was such a huge return on investment just doing that. It was free, right? Goes back to the Facebook pages and how Frank was saying it. If somebody else is referring you, it works like magic, right? But if you're like, hey, me, I'm the man, people don't call. So that was huge for us.
Yeah, no, we tend to. I mean, we'll obviously get a few residential jobs out of them each year. But the contractor relationships for us are why I go, because most of them, I almost everyone that walked through our booth or came to our booth or I gave them that profile, they're like, you can do all of this? I'm like, yeah, we can do every one of those profiles. Like, right. And they're like, holy crap, like, cool. So it works out really well. I did a funny little thing. Was walking around the last day and there was this roofing company there. I've interacted with them on some of the local group pages. And they do gutters, obviously, too. So I walk up and I'm like, hey, you guys do gutters? They're like, yeah, we do our own gutters. I'm like, cool. Well, here's this book that shows all the stuff that we can do. Oh, we do all of that. I was like, oh, you can do all of these gutter profiles? And they're like, yeah, we do all of that. We don't need help. We got all of those machines.
I'm like, visit and see how you do this?
I'm like, okay, sure you do. Have a good day. Like, how are you going to send people
intimidated by you? So intimidated.
Yeah.
Can't let you win.
Okay, I'm just trying to help.
Baby mindset, loser mindset.
Yes, loser. Yeah. I used to do a ton of home shows. They got flat around my parts. You know, they're not not as team.
Because all those rich people don't like going to home shows, man. You got all those fancy people out there that are too cool to be seen in public now.
They're on same parts. They're traveling, taking trips. They're just too busy for it. Yeah.
Right.
It is true. I'm gonna save myself some money on some of them though. I'm gonna just hack the shows, which we had a couple of guys did it. Had a gutter guy come through one of the days, and they just showed up to the show with their business cards, paid to get in, and walked around and talked to people and handed out their gutter cards to everybody else. So I heard him talking to a design person across the way from me. They were talking about gutters, and they walked by our booth, kind of glance and keep walking. I'm like, hey, you're not going to stop and talk to us? Like, what are you doing? Like, you guys do gutters. Like, we can help you out. And the funny enough, their company was custom gutter something, but all they could do was 5 and 6K style. I'm like, well, your company's custom gutters. Like, well, here, take this stuff and offer all these profiles. We'll show up and we'll run them out for you. And so,
well, that's great. I mean, that's how you angled that, and I think it's fantastic. How you said you set up a DBA for the cut and drop side of the business, right? So,
yeah, so it's Washington Gutter Supply.
Does it have its own website? How are you pushing that and getting the word out?
We do have a website, but it's just a basic free landing page right now. I'm actually going to have my wife and her guy that does our website stuff build one out that will have a lot more of the information on it right now. I'm behind on doing all that stuff, but I did the Washington Gutter Supply because obviously nobody wants me showing up to their job site in a seamlessly gutters truck. Like,
yeah,
that's so I know that's not gonna
speak to the guys at home that really need to like figure out how to run their businesses a little bit better. The guys that do run, 5K, 6K, whatever, and they're limited at that, but they want to get into other things. If they call a guy like you, you're showing up in a white. Are you unmarked or are you lettered? How do you roll up?
Well, so I have a trailer that we use that's logoed in the Washington Gutter Supply stuff, just because that's my main one that I'm using. And nobody's going to really get mad if I show up in that truck. You know what I mean?
I agree.
Just because it's just on-site gutter runouts is what it says on it, and then we do have one of our box truck that's unwrapped. So we'll use that one as well. But yeah, I won't show up in the seamlessly gutters truck for them.
So guys, you could call a guy like Matt. All you have to do is kind of like be halfway decent at mathematics. That's it. It's not even heavy math. You just have to understand how much Matt charges. Then you charge more than that. And then the delta is your profit. Like it's so easy to do. You should take Matt's card every time, stick it in your pocket.
Then you charge more than that, he said. Great advice, Frank.
I worked on that all night last night. The whole
right.
of that one, and I really sent it home on it. But I mean,
everyone needs to raise their prices.
Matt, I mean, and all jokes aside, everybody needs a guy like you in their local market. And I have a Matt in my local market, and I don't call him all the time, but when I need something that I'm not going to let the customer get away, right? So if the customer needs something that I can't deliver, I could definitely deliver it. She's none the wiser that I'm not running that profile. Matt is, but Matt gives me his price. I mark it up. I'm happy. Matt's happy. The homeowner's happy. You got to connect with guys like Matt. Don't be intimidated because Matt is the man and could do all of these things. Stick his card in your pocket, make friends with Matt, and call Matt when you have opportunities that kind of are going a little sideways on you. There's no reason why Matt won't come out and try to support. Now, you could switch out the machine and you'll cut and drop any of those profiles you have?
Yeah.
It's awesome.
We've had some situations. We did a job on the east side of the state last summer. Customer reached out, wanted one of our, it was just one of our fascia gutter profiles. And I have a guy over there that I do cut and drops for. I've gone over 3 or 4 times now and ran out gutters for him. He'll usually stack a few projects together to save himself the money. But I gave her the option. I was like, here's my cost to do it, but I would recommend using him, and then it'll save you a bunch of money because all you're paying is me to come over and run the gutter out versus sending my whole crew. But she was adamant about wanting
you guys
us to do the install because it was our machine. We knew what we were doing. So I was like, okay, it cost her like another 35 or 4 grand extra on top of it. But she was down to pay it and didn't care because she wanted us to do it because she felt more comfortable with us. But
that's right.
So it goes.
We don't always do it though.
So it goes. Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting. Yeah. It's such a fragmented industry, it really is, in the sense that how things are getting done, like even just from a supplier perspective, right? Like your opportunities and your options out there, completely unique from what I have out here. There's no consistency per se, right? It's like, I can't do the same things you can do, Colin, or that Matt does. We don't really have, sure, there's suppliers that'll box something and ship it across the country. Gets expensive. but there's no uniformity or consistency per se in our industry. I wonder if we'll ever get to that. I mean, I think we will as some of these suppliers continue to grow. The bigger ones, right? If they start really kind of blanketing the whole U.S. map with their presence in like a warehouse that can house these parts and pieces and not be super expensive. I don't know. I mean, or maybe there's some beauty to the fact that it's not that way, that it is a little different. But it is bizarre. Any other industry has the ability to deliver the same stuff for the most part.
I've been working on a few more of my local suppliers, trying to get them to offer the runouts, like we do for custom built metals. I've tried to get service partners to do them, but my local rep, he's like, I just rather refer them to you. I'm like, yeah, but you guys could sell this. Like, you could be offering it on your website, and like, we come down and just give them to you guys. Like, but then there's a few other guys. Like, obviously we have ABCs locally, but they actually came. Some of the local reps from ABC came to that home show and introduced themselves and were trying to talk to me. I'm just like,
they're so roofing, siding, and window centric. They really don't understand rain gutters. A lot of them. We find even you said ABC Supply. I buy a ton from them, and some of these managers have no clue. They don't know parts.
The thing is, it's not sexy. Gutter is
not a lot of money. Yeah, they make so much more money on the roofing, right? So
yeah, having cut my teeth in the home service industry at it was Gulf Eagle, right? At the time, it was Square Deal Building Supply. We were so frustrated with gutter material orders because it's this many end caps and this many pipe bands and this many A elbows, this many B elbows, and this
it sucks counting all these little, especially with the boxes.
Oh my gosh! And then it's like, oh, cool, that was a $400 sale. It's like, what? Yeah. The same amount of parts and pieces in a roofing sale was $2,500, $3,000 back then, right? Yeah. And so yeah, we just we hated it, and I think that's still the thing. Siding, windows, roofing, it's such a higher dollar that
the regional manager is going to be focused on that.
That's right.
That's where he's getting commissioned on that.
Exactly. Yep.
I talked to these guys, and they have 2 locations in the state that do a lot of gutter stuff. And I actually talked to them a year or 2 ago. And that one of the managers got moved to the closest one to me, which is still an hour and a half away. But, and then so I've called in and be like, hey, what do you guys have? They're like, well, we stock white and black 027. I'm like, well, that's not going to help me out. I need more than that. I can't wait multiple weeks for some of this material that's basic, which is another. I've got a few organ suppliers that we are talking to and stuff, but it's the same thing. Like, I get deliveries twice a week from service partners, so it's hard to get a delivery once every month or 2 months, depending on when they're going to come up here.
Forget it.
Or pay them for shipping. So I'm like, it's hard to find more suppliers for me, but
no doubt. Yeah, it's tricky.
That's it. Big goals this year, Matt. Let's end this thing with the biggest goals. What's your big targets for 2026, and what are you trying to accomplish?
My goals for this year are I had to buy 2 new box trucks last year, so I'm going to be paying those guys off this year, and don't really have any more machines to buy because they're not producing any different ones.
You'll find
but my goal, I need an elbow machine this year.
Cool.
But I want one that does all 3. So I've been looking at the Go-Matic one, but I keep going away from it because it doesn't have the automatic crimper on it. But
what do they get for those now? That does all 3?
They're $12,500, I think, starting price, and then about $1,000 per set of tooling.
Yeah, so that's like the going rate, right? That's what I need it to be. Like the Knutsen's isn't that 10 or 12, right?
Yeah, and then I've been looking. I got pricing. Yeah, the Grover. Yeah, see, I can't get a hold of Grover. I've sent them so many inquiries about their machines, trying to get pricing on it. I can't get a hold of them ever. I've called, nothing.
Wow.
I still want to, but I just got 2 old Grover elbow machines, but they're in parts. Like, they're missing a bunch of pieces and parts. So I don't know if they'll even.
You should talk to Seth. He always has an angle on stuff like that. Seth would know. Seth, help out Matt. Tell him where to go. I know you know. Seth's a
Yeah,
man.
you know, he actually sent me an elbow machine that he
Seth
found
said
out of
they
another
never
country.
replied to me with a generic response.
What'd you say?
Or once to him with a generic response. So, yeah.
Matt said
Maybe they don't know what they're doing. So,
Oh, one last question. I'm sorry, George, and I totally disregarded.
Matt said Seth sent him something. What was it?
Oh yeah, Seth was showing me a elbow machine that he found out of a different country that was pretty cheap. I think it was $4 or $5 grand for the machine. It only did one size, I think, each. But by the time they got here, with paying the tariffs and the shipping and everything, I think he said it wasn't even worth it. Or if it was more, I can't remember exactly what he said on it. But
He's the only guy doing the spotlights on the gutter machine.
George was curious about gutter spotlight that you've been running. What the vision is?
oh yeah,
Having fun with that?
no, I'm just having fun. I know everyone, like the new thing is getting your face on the camera, and I don't like it. So that was my first attempt at doing it, and then so I did one spontaneously
Obviously,
one day.
Colin loves it. We all know that.
Yeah.
I do.
I'm actually a couple weeks behind right now just because of that home show. But no, I just started it, and I was just finding a way to get my face
cool.
on the camera.
Hey, kudos. I think it's cool. I like it, and hats off to you. It's not easy to keep that rolling, you know.
Yeah.
You do a couple, all right, I'm going to take a break for a couple weeks. Like,
Yeah, you take a couple left hooks, right hooks.
Oh, that
jab,
too.
jab,
We don't have to
hook,
talk
and
about
you're like, oh man, I don't want to do this anymore.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. I'm almost done. I only have a few more machines to do, so I just need
Cool.
to go film the stuff, and then once I film it, it's not that bad to.
I'll tell you
deal
what,
with,
that
but-
content might be nice on Gutter App. That might be a nice little sweet spot for it. Matt, we'll talk to you offline about that if you want to showcase your stuff.
I've heard stories of
Yeah, for sure.
The Gutter School has plenty of room for.
I've heard stories of people hurting themselves cleaning those machines. Maybe you can.
George just said, you heard that today, right? With the cut hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's talking about safety while cleaning and maintaining the machine.
Yeah. AWM actually just came out with a video on their Facebook page about cleaning their rollers actually a couple weeks ago or so.
yeah, you just turn it on and put a rag in there, right?
It's just buff
That's
it
what
up
I do, but I mean,
like a shoe machine,
So,
shoe polish machine.
that's right.
All right. Well, I
Awesome.
tell you what, I think we hit our time, and
Cool.
usually I try to wrap up early because Colin's a big napper, and
Yeah.
I have to get home to the kids myself.
oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not bedtime.
Patty,
Yeah, we're not
Thanks,
West
guys.
Coasters.
Matt,
So.
you're welcome back anytime. We're gonna have you back.
Yep.
But I'll message you next week. I'm going to talk about the machine stuff. The content
Cool.
live somewhere. We have a nice home for you.
Sounds good.
All righty.
Awesome.
I'll have an awesome